But today, I mean, we're getting information from Iran, right? The protests in Iran are happening. They have galvanized tremendous youth involvement here in the US. When you can think about Iran as a closed society, you're not getting much information, state controlled, and yet these access to these VPN networks that is allowing images to flow, information to flow, connections that I think aren't even understood today in 2022 that I think are going to be really important. And we see some of this already. So to go back to the Ukraine war, we see some of this already in the success of the Ukrainian military campaign is, I think, my hypothesis is very much driven by social media and the connections that have been made globally by President Zelenskyy himself. A very strong personality with all the personality traits. I'm ticking off all of your personality traits. War creating that crisis that he's responding to, right? If he didn't have the war, I don't think we'd have Zelenskyy. So what are some of your reactions or responses to some of that?
Well, first of all, I entirely agree with the point you've just been made about the use of the internet and social media as something which really is a tool to provide different messages to those which are those of the regimes in question. Of course, one thing that comes to mind still is that if you're looking at Iran, as you've just been saying, you look at the messages which are coming through from there and the unrest which is patently present in Iran, you still see the strength and the power of that regime in holding it down. It's not showing signs so far anyway of crumbling. On the question of Zelenskyy, again, fully agree. He's an amazing war leader, and of the people that I deal with in this book, the one he reminds me of in a sense is Churchill, because Churchill before 1940 had been a relative failure in political terms. And then he comes as far as the right man in the right place at the right time. And you could say of Zelenskyy too, that he wasn't exactly a massive success as a peacetime leader of Ukraine. And then this invasion takes place, and all at once, Zelenskyy is just establishing himself as a really outstanding war leader. And whatever happens afterwards, he'll always be remembered for the part that he's played in this extraordinary war that Ukraine, defensive war that Ukraine is fighting against the invaders.